Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Mesilat Yesharim, Part 3, and it's the conclusion of the Ramchals introduction to Mesilat Yesharim. After lamenting the fact that so many people put so much energy and time and mental power into learning different halachot and the Gemarot and all the parts of Torah Shabbat, Torah Shabbat, the written law, the oral law, they don't put any stress on the topic of human growth, spiritual perfection. He says it's a tragedy because you have people who are not learning and they go ahead and they think that this area means being in mikvahs and pools and snow and tehillim and fasting, and they just don't understand it because that's a layman who doesn't know human perfection is. And he says it's a tragedy. The pasuk says, "V'ata Yisrael, ma Hashem shoel mimach." What does God ask you? Kim liyiroto. To have yirat Hashem, fear of God, and the veikut in Hashem. He says this area must be learned and must be studied. So he concludes his introduction with a beautiful line. He quotes the Gemara in Avodah Zarah that says that there's a progression in human perfection. And that progression has 12 steps to it. You know, in the world of addiction, there's a 12-step program. So the Mesilat has his own 12-step program, not to help someone overcome an addiction, but to help someone overcome the natural desires and passions and false ideas that he has. And his 12-step program is straight from the Gemara of Avodah Zarah, and it is what you keep working and growing from step to step to step. And this is the most beautiful antidote to the problem that he raised. Because what was the Ramchal's problem? That people feel that perfection is just some intuitive feeling, and you don't need to study this area. You just feel it, and whatever's right somehow, you just intuit it. It is so beautiful that how does he conclude his introduction? That in this area, it is totally organized and set up. Where just like tefillin you want into it, Shabbat you want into it, you have to have a Masechta, you have to have chapters and verses analyzing these topics. So too, we need to use the base of the statement of Avodah Zarah, which gives you 12 steps, and we then analyze that for a few hundred pages and work through the steps. That's the perfect antidote to the problem. You don't just feel spiritual perfection, you earn it, you work at it. Yes, Hashem, next year we'll start the first chapter.